Good morning and welcome to Skater Round 3. We are here for day 2 and we are going to decide some things today. First up for you, we have Leeds Roller Derby versus Royal Swedish Roller Derby, their travel team, the Royal Army. And these guys are essentially playing for third and fourth. So I'll be rigged all day, all weekend, and I'm going to be joined today by
Toxic Lady, still Toxic Lady from yesterday.
Still Toxic Lady.
Yeah.
Still excellent, and we are really looking forward to today.
Yes, we are. Yesterday has been a very interesting day. Royal Army is the lowest ranked in WFTDA standards, but has been doing a really good job standing up to other teams this weekend. With scoring in more than 80 points, I'm looking at your paper, more than 80 points, 81 against Nantes yesterday and 67 against Namur. So we expect that the game will be interesting today also.
Absolutely. So before we get underway with Derby, we're about 1 minute and 10 away. Let's just tell you who's on the rosters today. So let me introduce you to Leeds Roller Derby. They are going to be playing in black today. And we have Eat My Glitter, Grief Lightning, Acid Pain, Flamboyant Potato, Tripping the Velvet, Jenga, Dreadblocks, Kerosene, Polykiller, Grace Ventura, Kate Hizzle, and Lana Del Slay, and the captain, Quicken Blocker Glory for Leeds Roller Derby this morning.
And in the Royal Army, we have Pixie Knuckle Dust, Hells Inky, Bella Bizarre, Slayla K, Grumpy Space Princess, Derby Spice, Pags, Tantha, Lady Lovely Blocks, Glamazona, Boss, Muerta. And I don't know who the captain is.
Well, it's a mystery. We'll have to keep your eyes peeled. Send your answers in on a postcard if you spot the captain of the Royal Army this morning. But we are 5 seconds away from Derby this morning. Leeds versus the Royal Army. You have Jenga on the line versus Pixie Knuckle Dust. And the pack creeps back to meet them. But we're off and running. And I'll tell you who is running. It's Jenga running into lead jammer status.
Yeah, she's been doing an incredible job yesterday also. The teams that we have seen this weekend usually have 2 or 3, maybe a 4th jammer. So everybody's doing a rotation of jammers, doing only this. And Pixie Knuckle Dust has taken off her cover and she has given it. No, she has given it to the pivot, to Glamazona, who's holding it right now and putting it on after getting through the pack. But of course, Jenga calls it.
And that was fantastic work once more from Flamboyant Potato, number 13 for Leeds. Amazing blocking yesterday. Still,
yes.
And it wasn't just a Saturday that Flamboyant is having. Flamboyant is having a weekend, opening that jam with all over Pixie Knuckle Dust. But we are ready to reset. Leeds have opened their scoring with 8 points, holding the Royal Army scoreless. And we have now got Grief Lightning on the line. And are we just having a look there? I think it's Derby Spice.
I think so too.
It is indeed Derby Spice out jamming in the white for the Royal Army. And we're straight into very distinctive formations. The Royal Army a much looser wall. Leeds sticking to that tripod. And everybody into turn 1 right now. The pack's almost side by side, but Royal Army forced to bridge now as we see Derby Spice really pushing hard on that lead wall.
And it's a strong wall. These are girls that are really holding it really tight, and she can't go through. She has to rely a bit more on agility and quickness to be able to pass it.
Grace Ventura controlling the brace up front there. Leeds unable to ride out the offense that came in there from number 94. That was Myrta helping to set Derby Spice free, and Royal Army picked themselves up their first lead of the game. 1 apiece now.
Yeah, that was very nice to see. I always like when you have all these tripods holding the jammers way after the pivot line, and it's always very good wall action.
So Derby Spice completes the first scoring lap, bags the 4 points, taps the hips, looks to shut out Leeds, but Grief Lightning steals a point in there. So it's 9 to Leeds, 4 to the Royal Army, and we are down to 27.5 minutes of this first half to go. So Pixie Knuckle Dust coming back to the line. up against Dreadblocks for Leeds.
Yes.
Penalty box has stayed empty. Everybody's behaving themselves.
Don't jinx it.
As they should. It's a Sunday morning, I expect. Best behaviour. Sunday best from everybody here, please.
And the four games yesterday have been mainly clean, except for the two last games. I think mainly because the players are getting tired, so it's a bit more difficult to hold their own. And there's the first penalty. See, you jinxed it.
I did jinx it. It's my commentator's curse. It's the only power I have. But tell you who has also got the power and Leeds
Dreadblocks.
Dreadblocks, indeed. So in comes Dreadblocks on a scoring pass. Pixie Knuckle Dust has stashed the star, looks to run down the outside line, but unfortunately, Flamboyant Potato, you know it, right there, supported ably by the Leeds blockers. Oh, Dreadblocks goes to cross the apex,
but
can't do it.
Yeah, no. And we also have a star pass again with Glamazona taking the cover, while Dreadblocks is going through the pack, making one scoring pass, if I'm not mistaken.
That is a one scoring pass indeed, and this is really good to see from the Royal Army this morning, making sure to get a jammer out, whether it's through a star pass or playing offense, and make sure you keep those multi-scoring passes as low as possible. Scores on the board right now, 4 to the Royal Army, 13 to Leeds, and you've got just under 26 minutes to go.
Very short jumps in the beginning. As soon as someone has the lead, they're just trying to score some points and just call it.
Hit it and quit it, roller derby.
Hit it and quit it.
Textbook. So we've got Jenga out jamming for Leeds. We have Bella Bizarre out for the first time for the Royal Army. Oh, on the outside line, high knee, strong toe stop work. Jenga picks up lead for Leeds. Bella Bizarre stashes the star, exits the pack, but Jenga's already in on a scoring pass, but is being recycled now. That's number 8.
And she calls it.
Lovely Lady Blocks took Jenga back, but yeah, Jenga forced into the call off there, but not before Jenga could steal a point. So a 10-point lead right now for Leeds.
It's the battle of the single points.
Get your points where you can. So Grief Lightning has lining up on the jam line for Leeds, and Derby Spice just slightly behind, maybe looking for a slipstream.
Where are the walls? They're gathering at the last second.
Lulling everybody into a false sense of space there, and the packs do shut down onto these jammers. Forced to recycle on the outside is Grief Lightning. Cuts back in beautifully. I say cuts back in, was legally re-entering. Should not use that word.
Yeah, it
has other meanings. But the pack lurches towards turn 1. It's very messy in there as offense is trying to be played. We see a multiplayer being called. That's on number 10, Eat My Glitter for Leeds. And that allows Derby Spice to get on through. Gets lead, but however, Grief Lightning is merely feet behind. So the jammers pick up pace as there is a lot of jostling in the pack.
Yeah, that's interesting. Lots of blockers on blockers action. Nobody's getting the offense right, so
quality hit coming in from Quicker Blocker Glory there. Just letting
and again,
Army know.
One single point being scored.
Oh, by both teams.
Oh, by both teams. Yeah, that's interesting.
So we remain a 10-point differential between the Royal Army and Leeds, down to 23.5 minutes to go. And we've got Dreadblocks on the line with Pixie Knuckle Dust. And I'm quite looking forward to seeing this matchup. They're very similar jammers, very similar build and style to some extent.
And we have two blockers. Oh no, one blocker in the penalty box sitting from the previous jam.
So
and Dreadblocks has the lead.
Yeah, gets the no-earn pass, able to pick up, and we see another star pass being put into action by the Royal Army. Good tactic for them right now, forcing Dreadblocks into the call. That was Bose, I believe, who
Yes, that's the first time I've seen her taking the star cover.
It did take it, I think, once or twice yesterday, but it was mostly that it went to Glamazona, but both also able to take the star and force that call off. So back to the action on the track, and we do see Jenga on the line for Leeds, going up against number 94, Muerta, who has not jammed so far this weekend. So
yes, that's what I was thinking. This is the first time I've seen this number behind the line.
It is indeed.
See what's going to happen. She's going strong.
There's penalties being called.
And she's already being, for a forearm, I think. So we have a power jam in favor of Jenga for Leeds.
This is our first power jam of the game. And looking on that outside line, Jenga makes easy work of that scoring pass thanks to the offensive help of her friends.
Yes, very efficient.
Leeds looking to capitalise right now. Bodies are falling, they come back together, the Royal Army, just to slow the progress of Jenga down.
Yeah, they're trying to reform as soon as they can and try not to let the British women have any more advance.
She is not allowed to Brexit from that pack, that's for sure, but after some delay and dither, Jenga does in fact come through. I would like that in my highlights reel, thank you very much. So back in on a third scoring pass goes Jenga. Just so you guys know, on the jammer front, we have 4 jammers in the 20-point club so far this weekend. That is the highest scoring jam in any game. So yeah, we're waiting to see if anybody can get rid of that. Märta goes for the star stash as Jenga comes back in on a 4th scoring pass. The star stash works beautifully with some excellent offensive support. But as we mentioned, Jenga on that 4th scoring pass with points in the pocket, 3 in fact.
Very nicely done. While the pivot from Leeds is being sent to the penalty box in between jams. I'm very excited. I'm just letting you talk because I'm mesmerized by this game. Even though the points are getting further and further apart, I think that the game that we are seeing, the action that we're seeing, are very interesting and very good on both teams.
I think the Royal Army have taken a number of lessons away from yesterday, as have Leeds. And so we're seeing this in action right now. Talking about being in action, Grief Lightning and Derby Spice are your jammers of record. And Derby Spice flings herself into lead jammer status. A sweet move, using your teammates to get forward. Leeds with a bit of penalty trouble right now. 2 blockers in the box. Grief Lightning is being held on the inside, and oh my days, Derby Spice just jumps everybody. Grief Lightning was stuck in a traffic jam, and Derby Spice just flew over the top.
I can see that the pack is really, really active and not aggressive in a very, not intentionally, but you can see that the blockers are really in for each other and there's nobody who's letting have the track.
No, the work rate is phenomenal in that pack, and on a 3rd scoring pass, Derby Spice is having some joy right now. So a 15-point jam was put up by Leeds just now, and the Royal Army are answering back. But we do see Trippin the Velvet taking the star. Trippin has been a solid pivot for the Leeds.
The whole game.
Really has taken all of these. Oh, and Tripping is turning around. We've got a showdown even. Showing off, showing down. Oh,
and she managed to put the Swedish jammer outside.
Indeed, but that huge jam from the Royal Army, 16 points, the biggest jam of the game so far, takes us back to a 10-point game. We're down to just 19 minutes in this first half to go, and the Royal Army, they've got some answers for what Leeds have got to say.
Yeah, they don't want to take the last spot of this tournament. That's really interesting. Let me ask you, they are ranked currently 288, I believe, in the international WFTDA, which is like 100 spots behind the closest team.
Which is Leeds, I believe. But yeah, I tell you what, on the outside, finding room was Pixie Knuckledust, who is your lead jammer for the Royal Army. Dreadblocks is having a time of things in that pack, only just creeping past that outside line of the pivot line, and I think that was Slayla K just coming in, but couldn't stay on her feet, so Dreadblocks able to continue on. Gets the helmet cover back on, because obviously you need that to get the points. And we're just waiting to see the points go up. 2 points for the Royal Army, but excellent work from Dreadblocks to get in there and steal a point as well.
And behind the jammer line, we have, I totally forgot their numbers today. For Leeds, we have number 21, Jenga, and I believe we have Derby Spice jamming for the Royal Army.
Do indeed. An empty penalty box and a very tight pack off the line. There's no room. It's all staying in the middle, in that safe deep water. Jenga stepping over bodies, rides out the last hit that was coming in from Bella Bizarre to pick up lead jammer status. So Leeds in control of this jam. The Royal Army and Derby Spice being slowed down by a full complement of Leeds blockers. Jenga's in, scoring, dodging hits, stays inbound, but picks up a penalty. So it is a power jam in favour of the Royal Army.
And do we have a star pass? Because Derby Spice has taken off. Okay, just star stash, just in time to get through.
So we will, of course,
the pack.
we're going to go the full 2 minutes in this jam because we have lost our lead jammer. So Derby Spice with 1 minute and 5 on the clock to score some points. It's a 9-point game right now.
Even though the British wall is short one blocker, the blockers are still doing a pretty good job keeping Derby Spice from getting through. Now she's through, but already Jenga is back on the track.
Kerosene doing a great job alongside Kay Hizzle there, just slowing things down. Grace Ventura, a solid part of that pack, and they await Derby Spice's entrance to the pack, just watching Derby Spice fall to the floor as we see. So both jammers on a second scoring pass, 4 points already on the board. Now whatever's in the pocket, and Jenga wants to make sure of all 4 of those, clears the pack, and Leeds leading this jam 8-4 right now. Derby Spice levels things up, but Jenga's already back and round on the outside, passing hips. Let's see what Leeds decide to do here.
Oh, very nice. At just the last second, Derby Spice manages to jump the apex and score some more points. And being the most points jammer, I can't say that properly in English, and scoring, 10 and 10. So both jammers score 10 and 10 points, leading up to Leeds still leading the game with 43, and the Royal Army with 34. I can't speak English properly this morning.
We have a fantastic game, and you've got watching Pixie Knuckle Dust out there jamming for the Royal Army. Dreadblocks working that inside line in the black for Leeds right now. Pack is in the exit of turn 1. This is a very mixed pack. There's no solid formations here as the offense continues to pour in, but pouring through on the inside line like the fluid jammer she is. Pixie Knuckle Dust claims lead jammer status. Dreadblocks is half a lap behind now.
Un petit récap en français pour les personnes qui nous suivent en français. Suite au match d'hier, The Royal Army a perdu tous ses matchs, mais avec un écart de points bien plus petit que ce qui était attendu si on regardait les statistiques de la WFTA. Donc l'affrontement aujourd'hui contre Leeds qui a affronté hier Nantes ainsi que Namur, et qui a également perdu ces 2 matchs. Nous sommes sur les 2 équipes perdantes des matchs d'hier, mais ce sont 2 équipes qui ont marqué beaucoup de points et qui en tout cas ont eu des actions extrêmement efficaces contre les équipes de Namur et de Nantes. And we have Griff Lightning and Derby Spice jamming respectively for Leeds and for the Royal Army, with the Swedish jammer taking the lead shortly after the pivot line.
So Bella Bizarre coming in and out on a scoring pass as Grief Lightning continues to do battle.
Oh, it's Bella Bizarre.
With that Royal Army tripod that having a great success right now, holding that line. Both Leeds and Royal Army forced to bridge right now to maintain the integrity of the pack, and Grief Lightning is not getting any joy here. Swings round, and that fluidity of the Royal Army tripod right now is a thing of beauty. Meanwhile, in the back, Bella Bizarre having the same troubles. Leeds matching the Royal Army's beautiful tripod. Grief starting to break things up a bit with a bit of help from Grace Ventura, who's forced then to bridge once more. Grief has now pushed the Royal Army all the way around to turn 3. Both in front, supported by, I think that's number...
It's Muerta and Tanther, who are doing a pretty good job holding her back and recycling her back at the end of the pack.
So little bit of a soul-crushing jam right now for both jammers, because Bella Bizarre on a scoring pass, but Meta cannot interrupt that lovely Leeds tripod, as we see the fluidity really helping out. But Bose is here, last line of defence, manages to catch Grief Lightning, but under the arms. Back in comes Tanther just for one more go, because Grief hadn't done enough work by then.
Yeah, that is the thing of beauty. Tanther and Muerta just keeping on recycling, getting in front of the block, of the jammer. That was amazing.
Just because the jammer's past you doesn't mean they're gone. Get back in front and make them do it again. I think Grief Lightning exited that pack about 4 or 5 times before having to come back in again. It was hard going. So 4 points to the Royal Army, unanswered by Leeds in that jam, takes our scores to 39. Play 43. You're down to 11.5 minutes on the clock. You've got Jenga on the line.
And I think it's Dobby Spice.
It is indeed. So Leeds looking for the inside, switching to the outside. Jenga pushing right up at front, getting some space, find lovely room on the outside, ducks down to pass the Royal Army for lead jammer status.
And we have a star pass on the Swedish side with the number 111, I think, Helsinki, the pivot, taking the cover.
So the Royal Army not wanting to let Jenga get in and put too many points up. They're keeping this game really nice and close. So I'm not sure that was what Leeds wanted to do. Jenga looked very apologetic on her way back to the bench there, but even so, it puts Leeds 4 points ahead. It's 39, plays 47 now.
With Dreadblocks and Pixie Knuckledust behind the jammer line.
We are cracking through the jams here. We are going into jam 14, I believe.
Already.
So fast jams. We've only had one full 2-minute jam so far this game. Talking of fast, here come these jammers, or the agility, dancing around at the back of the pack. Oh, Dreadblocks running over people, but I feel like there's a penalty.
Oh, and she is recycled. Oh, no.
It is. It's a forearm penalty issued to Dreadblocks. So, Pixie Knuckledust with lead and a power jam advantage right now. As in comes the offense, clears the inside.
Beautiful, and she claims the points for the first scoring pass.
Took the hit off Lana Del Slay, just pirouetted around.
Yeah, that was nice. Very nice offense action from the Swedish blockers, but the British are really quick to reform.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. And Leeds ready and waiting. Dreadblocks is back
on
out.
the track.
Leeds only conceding 4 points in that power jam, which is almost a win. Now both jammers just looking to use the entire width of the track, but through comes Pixie Knuckledust on a second scoring pass, putting 8 on the board, and we are into a tie game, Toxic Lady.
Égalité, 47-47. Décidément, ces actions ces dernières jams avec des petits points marqués à chaque fois, marqués sûrement mais avec certitude, ce qui permet maintenant avec le deuxième passage marquant que Pixie Knuckledust vient de réaliser pour the Royal Army, de faire l'égalité 47-47. This is really exciting.
It is very exciting, and we've seen some big hits in here. So we have number 8, that is lovely Lady Blocks taking Dreadblocks back, and we saw Lana Del Slay land a huge hit on Pixie as she attempted to jump the apex. But as I say that, Lady Lovely Blocks goes to the penalty box, gives Dreadblocks that pack advantage to work with, and out come Leeds. They did pick up
3 more points.
So the Royal Army picking up 11 points, and we have a lead change, people. And so it's 47 to Leeds, 50 to the Royal Army. You've got 8 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock, and it's tight, and it's the way I like my derby. Grief Lightning is out there.
The pressure is on. The pressure is on Leeds. Because this is not, I guess, what I expected to have this morning.
Rankings upsets are my favourite thing. I was there yesterday for the Continental Cup when there were all of the upsets, and the Royal Army look like they're trying to cause a bit of an upset here. But Grief Lightning says, I'm not having that. You know what I am having?
She takes the lead.
She takes it. So Leeds in control of this jam. Glamazona in the box for the Royal Army.
As a pivot, Flamboyant Potato is recycling Derby Spice at the end, really at the end of the pack. Really far away, while we have a Swedish blocker being sent to the penalty box, while the pivot is back on the track.
So the Royal Army loses two blockers in replace of the one that comes back. The star pass has taken place. I can see Glamazona charging through. Couldn't be sure that they were safe on that pass, so recycled, reset. But Grief Lightning having some joy at last in this game, picking up 8 points, and it is a lead change back
again
in favour of Leeds. Oh, you need to stay with us in this game. I don't care what your Sunday holds. Don't go anywhere.
Well, it's cold outside, so if you're in front of the computer right now, I can tell you that the weather is not better outside. Just stay in front of this wonderful game with us in Floref, Belgium. The only reason if you want to go outside, it's because there's a demonstration today. Il y a une manifestation à l'occasion de la journée contre les violences faites aux femmes. Et alors les Namur Roller Girls qui organisent le Skate Around Tournament, le tournoi du Skate Around, soutiennent bien évidemment cette manifestation. Et donc nous envoyons toutes nos pensées et nous soutenons, nous sommes avec les personnes qui manifestent aujourd'hui. I don't know if you want to say that in English.
I can't agree with you more. I can't agree with you more. So I'm going to concentrate on the roller derby because that's the only bit I know. So the Royal Army were held scoreless in that jam, while Leeds answered back to their 11-point jam with a 15-point jam of their own. Leeds are 12 points ahead now of the Royal Army. But I tell you what, Bella Bizarre's got something to say about that. Goes out, claims lead. The momentum doesn't know where it should be in this game. Is swinging all over the place as we see Eat My Glitter don the star for the first time.
And we have again, we had the duo of Muerta and Tanther going against Eat My Glitter, but she managed to get through. Of course, Bella Bizarre is not taking any risk, and she calls it just after making one scoring pass.
If I ever see Grace Ventura coming at me to do offense, I am noping the heck out of there. That was a huge hit to clear the path for Jammer. So, yeah, we're going to take, I think, it's a team timeout.
It's a team timeout for the Royal Army. 5 minutes left on the clock. So many things happened in this first half hour, in the first 25 minutes. Really, the Royal Army surprised us, showed us a very, very nice offense and defense also. So Leeds is kept on their tippy toes.
And initially, everybody was trying to keep everybody down on the scoring passes. But now what we're having is this trading of big jams. You know, we've seen 11s, we've seen 12s, we've seen 15s, we've seen 40s. They're just throwing up these multi-passes, often unanswered, and we're just going back and forth. It promises to be a fantastic second half. But the Royal Army just seeing what they can do now. They're already 8 points behind, and they're just going to see what they can do to change things up going into half-time, because that really would change the momentum of the game.
Yes, it's very exciting. I just mesmerized by all these wonderful players.
The quality and the standard of play here this weekend at Skate Around 3 has been phenomenal. Hope you've been enjoying it at home. I have been loving it here.
With Jenga and Pixie Knuckledust behind the jammer line. Everybody getting ready.
Penalty box is empty as well, and it is a fast start.
Both jammers trying to get in force and in speed inside the pack, and we have Pixie Knuckledust, who is out, but being sent to the penalty box for a cutting, which leaves Jenga only in a power jump, but she doesn't have the lead. So the lead has been lost. Is again a 2-minute jam.
No, Jenga has now been assessed as lead.
Oh, she has.
Being pointed at. So
okay.
In the Army is in the air, and 4 points being signalled right now. So Jenga in control and able to take Leeds into this final 4.5 minutes with hopefully some points on the board. Will have passed all the hips there, but did take a hit and has to recycle. So I would imagine Jenga has 4 in the pocket right now, but the penalty is over and Pixie Knuckledust is back on track. Glamazona in the box also exit, so everybody's back where they're supposed to be. Jenga completes a second scoring pass.
But she's being knocked out by a quick and block her glory. I just wanted to say her name at least once.
It's a good name. But in goes Pixie Knuckle Dust. Jenga with a call off. Just having a look at the points, I think Jenga picked up 10 total in that point. In that jam, yes, indeed, a 10-point jam. We really are just trading double-digit jams, and I think we are having ourselves an official review. Leeds are in the middle right now, and 2 points are being scored by the Royal Army. That was I was looking at because Derby Spice jumped just the fastest she could to be able to grab some points before the call out, and she managed to score 2 points, which leads us to 56 for the Royal Army and 72 for Leeds. And we have Leeds team explaining very visually to the referees something that they want to. My lip reading is not good enough to work that out, but we will hopefully get that information up to us.
We can see that it happened in this corner.
It was over here. That's definitely what he's saying. It's over here, and what I want you to do is put their jammer in the box so that we can score all of the points. Thanks very much. But whilst we're here in Belgium, being hosted by Namur Roller Girls, who have done a wonderful job here with the Skate Around 3 tournament, I need to tell you about some of the organisations that they support. So INI, I do believe they were here yesterday selling some of their lovely catwares. I'm not sure they joined us today, but a number of the Namur Roller Girls do support INI, and they even go down and volunteer. I mean, they say volunteer. I'm assuming they just go down and cuddle cats, which sounds like the kind of volunteering job I ought to get myself. The other thing we're doing here at Skate Around 3 and that the Namur Roller Girls are supporting is Bruxelles, who are collecting and delivering menstrual protection to women in need. We do have a collection box, so if you are lounging at home thinking, I'm going to come on down later, maybe just raid the bathroom cupboards to see what you've got in there, grab some menstrual protection and bring it on down and donate it to Bruxelles.
All of them have to be packed individually. That's I think that's the also
okay.
So and I think you can pack them in separate plastic bags or something. Just being sure that they don't get spoiled if it's raining on the box or something. That's the main idea. We also still have a raffle today. Yesterday,
another one?
Yes, it's 2 different raffles. And yesterday I scored some really nice theatre tickets. So I think I'm going to buy some more tickets today.
I'm going to think I didn't buy any yesterday, so I think I have to get in on that. So get yourselves down here to Floref, have a lovely time. But you know who else is having a lovely time? Dreadblocks is having a lovely time. Out on the jam line, up against Derby Spice as the derby recommences. 3 minutes 42 on the clock. The pack advantage is with Leeds as the Royal Army have 1 in the box. It's a real tangle on that jam start straight away, but Dreadblocks gets the momentum, is pushing up front as we see. Number 26, Kerrison, the pivot for Leeds, taking back Derby Spice. But still, Dreadblocks can't get any further. Grace Ventura is in there offering offensive support, and it is just recycle, rinse and repeat for these jammers right now.
And we haven't seen anybody else going to the penalty box or the points being changed after the official review, so we can maybe assume that whatever has been asked has been denied.
Denied. Or look, somebody else who's being denied right now is these jammers on track. It doesn't matter how handy your friend is, that offense is not working. And of course, as I say that, Leeds say, I'm sorry, Riggs, whose offense isn't working? Grace Ventura clears the pack and puts Dreadblocks in lead jammer position, but Kerrison's on her way to the penalty box.
Yeah. And after 1 minute, it's always interesting when the lead is taken only after 1 minute of the game. And we have a star pass with Muerta, the pivot for the Royal Army, taking the star on her head, but seeing her coming close to the pack. Dreadblocks calls it.
Grabs 2 points in the process. So it's 56 to the Royal Army, 74 to Leeds. And we have 2 minutes and 10 seconds left of this half.
With Ooh, show me your number.
That is Pixie Knuckle Dust, and that is Grief Lightning right
Grief
there.
Lightning.
That's who you're looking at. And you're looking at a pack advantage for the Royal Army going into what could be one of the last jams of this half. Pixie Knuckle Dust looking to creep round the outside, but in the thick of things is Grief Lightning, who is trapped in that tripod.
And we still haven't went over the pivot line.
No, Pixie Knuckle Dust having to dig deep to drive that Leeds wall over the line. And in fact, this is a real grind fest right now.
It is a grind fest. There's no other way to say it. Very strong tripods, and the offense, they are trying to help. Oh, and it finally succeeded for Pixie Knuckle Dust, who manages to get through the pack, while we have a blocker from the British players who sent to the penalty box. Grief Lightning is also through, while Pixie Knuckle Dust is making her first scoring pass and calls it very safely.
So we're into the final minute of this first half. It's a 14-point game right now. The Royal Army on 60, Leeds on 74. We're going to get another jam because these guys, I can't get enough. We're going to be going into jam number 20 as we head into the final seconds of this half. It is going to be Eat My Glitter done in the start for the second time in this game, and Bella Bizarre is out there for the Royal Army. Pack advantage with the Royal Army for the second jam in a row.
And again, we're trying to get in force and in fastness. I don't know if we can say that in English. And Bella Bizarre is managing to get through the pack and take the lead jammer. And she's smiling. She's happy. And she can be happy about it.
I mean, I'm always happy when I'm lead jammer. It very rarely happens, that's why. So on the outside, you see Eat My Glitter dancing on the toe-stops, having stashed the star, completes the initial. Leeds have done a really good job of holding up Bella Bizarre on that scoring pass. Points will have been got. Let's see how many as we go into the half-time. It looks like one sneaky point. So we're down to 13 points between these two teams. That is nothing. We've seen them put up some big numbers in some jams so far today. So all to play for in this second half. So
yeah, stay tuned. You have like 15 minutes to get a new cup of coffee if you need it. And this is going to be very exciting. Nobody has went over the 80 points line after the first half time. We are very, very close, as you said, only 13 points. And I think the Royal Army and Leeds are showing us very, very, very good derby. Not so many penalties are being
no, it's again,
it's not that bad.
Really clean, great standard of play here at the Skater Round 3 tournament. Right, you've got 14 minutes or so before we're back with more derby action. Stay tuned.
See you in a minute. And we are back live. Let's have a shout out to the officials who are officiating today. We have Purple Pain, Ginger Snaps and Purple Pain, Tombola, Poker Face and Joy, Reign of Terror, Alex, Sheeran, Goosebumps, Kit Katin, main reference, Grace Killit.
Then we've got our skating officials who are Russ, Slane, My Name is Jeff, Boyaldemore, Baff, Big Whoop, El Skellington and Knocken, and our crew have been fabulous all weekend. Our GTO is Mademoiselle as well, and it has been a very smooth tournament. I feel very well looked after.
Yes, each time I've seen our officials talking together, they've just been complimenting, giving each other compliments and being very, very nice, which helps a lot to have this lovely atmosphere here in Floref, Belgium, where the hall is quite empty this morning. I've seen players coming for the later games today. We have Les Parpins playing a bit later against...
I think it's Beastie, isn't it? Beastie Roller Girls, who hail from Ream, I believe. So that's going to be a lovely exhibition match to end our tournament. But of course, I don't know about you, this second half is going to be tasty, but coming up after that, we have the main course. Consider this your starter. For main course, we are going to deliver you Namur versus Nantes, and that is going to fill you right up. But of course, dessert will be...
Do we have a jammer for Leeds?
No, Royal Army, there we go.
We lost the cover.
Helmet covers went walkies during half-time. Derby Spice grabs it, gets to the line just in time to join Jenga, ready to resume the second half of Leeds versus the Royal Army. 61 to the Royal Army, 74 to Leeds. Let's see who comes out victorious and who goes home with the wooden spoon.
A wooden spoon?
The wooden spoon, that's what we give you in Wales when you lose the tournament, when you come down.
And we have a power jam while Jenga is being sent to the penalty box, which leaves Derby Spice as sole jammer on the track for the first jam of this second half. Leeds certainly didn't want to give the Royal Army this kind of advantage at this time of the game and this type of stakes.
There was a pack advantage for the Royal Army, but I think Bella Bizarre has picked up a penalty, so it's 3-on-3 in the pack. Jenga is now standing, but Derby Spice has completed a first scoring pass, picking up 4 points, but the power jam is now over. Defensive jamming coming from Jenga right now, just trying to slow the progress. But the Royal Army look like they're going to run this one. And going up against Flamboyant Potato is Derby Spice. Supported there by, I believe that's Trip in the Velvet. Yes, it is. Tripping's in there as well. And that is also Acid Pain doing the business. But Flamboyant Potato picking up a penalty.
I believe 2 penalties have been whistled. I've heard out of play and a cutting, I guess. Or maybe not.
No, just the one so far, but there's the call off. Let's see if Jenga managed to steal any points. No, Royal Army doing a great job of opening this second half with an 8-0 jam, courtesy of their wonderful jammer there, Derby Spice.
Closing the gap, only 5 points now difference between the two teams.
Can you feel the tension? I can feel
yes, we are building on it with It Mike Glitter and Pixie Knuckle Dust jamming.
Pack advantage with the Royal Army, one in the box for Leeds. Pixie Knuckle Dust looks to the inside to try and cover that, but this is great work. That is number 81K Hizzle, supported by Lana Del Slay, but Pixie Knuckle Dust flip-flops, uses the screen of her own defensive wall to get on through and pick up lead.
There was a big opening on the inside. She saw it and she took advantage of it.
The Royal Army doing a much better job today of playing offense and defense simultaneously, working well for them as Pixie Knuckle Dust completes a scoring pass. Now Eat My Glitter completes the initial, and there comes the call off.
73 for the Royal Army, 74 for Leeds. Definitely the Swedish players are decided to have their way, and there's no Brexiting this time. Sorry,
so
I stole it.
You can steal it, interview. But what I will say is yesterday we saw with the Royal Army, they opened strong, they closed strong, but they can lose focus and concentration in the middle. And this is a game where when you lose your blockers, that really opens things up for the jammers. It also means you're unable to play offense. So that's going to be key. But as we've seen, the penalty count was really low in the first half. And Jenga pushes on, picks up lead for Leeds. And we see Bella Bizarre exiting.
Also out of the pack.
But Jenga's back in on a scoring pass now. We'll try and grab points. Hit it and quit it. No, we are running the jam. Oh, we're not running it well. We're running the jam because
she's being sent to the penalty box. So we have a power jam in favor of Bella Bizarre, and it will be a 2-minute jam because we lost the lead.
Treat yourselves, 2 minutes of this jam coming up as we see Flamboyant Potato doing the business once more. Huge recycle. Comes back in to join the wall, but Murta is there, and Murta plays the simplest but most effective offense you've seen, creates the screen, and Bella Bizarre picks up 4 points.
Jenga is standing and ready to get back on the track. Full crew, full blockers on each team, and Bella Bizarre is completing her second scoring pass. And we definitely have a lead change now with Royal Swedish Army climbing up to 81 points, while Leeds is still at 74. Penalties are getting whistled. A multiplier pack is being whistled on a
Murta,
Swedish
I believe that's
player.
Murta, and that's 2 in the box for the Royal Army right now. But that's not making life an awful lot better for Jenga,
who has really a trouble to getting through with the number 8. No, Muerta is still on the track.
No, yes, number 8, Lovely Lady Blocks and Boat who are doing the business there. But they are rejoining now. It's a messy jam, 2 seconds on the clock, points picked up, but that is our biggest jam of the game so
16
far.
points scored by the Royal Army. Very beautiful and very beautiful blocking from Muerta. It's amazing when there's only 2 blockers and they are keeping the jammer.
Great work, and the Royal Army now 11 points ahead. We're under 25 minutes left in the game and the momentum has very much swung back in favour of the Swedish team. Dreadblocks takes a line up against Pixie Knuckle Dust. There's 1 in the box for the Royal Army, so Leeds have the advantage, but Pixie Knuckle Dust has the skills to get through in, and there was no space, absolutely no space. Pixie Knuckle Dust levitated in midair to claim lead jammer status. Coming in now on a scoring pass as Dreadblocks tries to split up that incredibly fluid wall of the Royal Army, drives to the inside. Oh, now, yes, good moves from Dreadblocks, because I don't know about you and I, but I saw that foot go down on the infield and I was hoping, please don't go back. But great safety, great track awareness from Dreadblocks to keep it clean and keep going. Oh, and there's a big hit taken place. Just dropping out a Royal Army blocker. At the same time, Leeds have one going to the box. We are calling this one on account of injury as the outside pack ref just takes care of our players. We have our medics coming in, and of course everybody is very well cared for here at Skater Round 3. A big thank you to our medics who've been here all weekend taking care of all of our skaters and our refs.
And nothing major has been diagnosed this weekend, so everybody's doing a clean job and taking care of themselves, but always being careful.
Absolutely. So we do go into an official timeout, and that does leave us to have a little chat about the game that's coming up next. And I am incredibly excited for Nantes versus Namur. So, yeah, and it's good to see some of you Leeds supporters on the stream there. Hello, my fellow Brits. It's lovely to have you with us on this Sunday morning.
Shout out to Amy Turner, who is just doing a great job to making some life on the chat today on the streaming.
Leeds support is out there. Let us know. And of course, there is hashtag Derby Twitter. If you do want to get involved, you can always hit us up on there as well. There's always plenty to talk about in the roller derby community. Come and let your voices be heard. Or you could just, come and join Team Announcer. It's the best place to be. I am sat up right now with an excellent view here at Skater Round 3 on the balcony of judgment. And where else would you want to be at this time on a Sunday morning?
Well, in my bed is a very interesting second choice.
But you would be missing this excellent game that is back and forth between Leeds and the Royal Army. So Leeds are currently sitting on 78 points. They have been in the lead for most of the game until we came into the second half, where I don't know quite what the Royal Army had during their half-time break, but it worked for them, and they have come back out, and they are in the lead with 92 points at the moment.
Which is, if they win this game, don't forget that is a WFTDA certified tournament. So everything that is happening here today and during these 2 days tournament is counting for their rankings.
And in fact, I do believe you'll probably be able to see the live rankings, which are on derbyontoast.com. It is a beta edition, I believe, but it's pretty awesome. So you can check out there and see how your team is getting on in the standings live. Because we're fancy like that in roller derby now.
Are we?
We got the tech. We've got the future. But here we are in Floref, Belgium. It has been a wonderful tournament at Skater Round 3. As I said, we can't thank them enough for their support and hosting this wonderful tournament. And also, we'd like to thank the Roller Girls for their support of INI, the local cat shelter. They do a lot of work for those guys. I mean, I keep saying it, I'm volunteering at cat shelter. You're just cuddling cats. That is not work, okay? It's a smart idea, but it's just cat cuddling. But they do a great job of supporting Innie. Innie are back here now, and they are laying out their lovely wares for us.
Yes, they are.
So if you are planning to come on down to see either of the 2 remaining games of the weekend, you can pick yourself up some lovely bits and pieces and support Innie and the Cats.
And if you do come by, don't forget to bring some menstrual protection if you have them. We are collecting them for Bruxelles, who are collecting them to distribute to women in need. Women who are living on the street are actually much more prone to be subjected to violence, and actually it will be quite helpful. Don't forget to bring them packed individually if you can. And we can see that the skater is up and back to the bench, being applauded by her teammates and by the public here. We are back on the track. Players are getting ready. Officials are very politely nodding to each other. It is quite cute to see.
Just agreeing on their lunch choices, and they'll be ready to go. But everything is ready to resume. Everybody regains their positions. We have Grief Lightning ready and waiting on the jam line. Derby Spice is also there. You hear the rolling whistle. We have got 23 minutes on the clock. It's 78 to Leeds, 92 to the Royal Army.
Which is very, very interesting. I think we still have some official gatherings of some sort?
The head ref Ross is just summoning in our captains and our bench coaches, and we're just making sure, just clearing a few things up with everybody. Oh, it's like the rugby, isn't it? When Nigel Owens brings everybody in for a little chat. You know, how do you not know about Nigel Owens? He's the best rugby referee in the entire. Even if you don't like rugby,
I'm sorry,
you still need. No, you need to YouTube Nigel Owens. He's the best referee in the entire world. It does also help that he's Welsh, and this is very cute. Grief Lightning and Tripping the Velvet, just having little skate and holding hands. Just keeping warm here at the Skate Around 3 tournament, practicing their whips. And they should know 2019, frankly, is all about the shirt whip, isn't it? It's not about the arm whip, it's about the shirt whip. You know, how much abuse can your shirt take? The baggy shirt look is in now, thanks to jammers using them all the time.
Still some debate among the officials.
We obviously didn't get a unanimous decision about what's for lunch, so we've had to go to an official review, and that decision will be delivered to you. Oh, everything's okay. The democracy of roller derby continues, and we are good to go. Leeds are coming to rejoin us on the track. Same jammers, Derby Spice, Grief Lightning, 1 in the box for Leeds, pack advantage for the Royal Army.
Everybody in place, everybody ready. We are back on the game, always exciting. 23 minutes on the clock, with an action going very fast and a very tight pack. Already a multiplayer block penalty being whistled on a Royal Army blocker. And we have... Do we have Grief Lightning?
You do. She has collected lead, but both in that inimitable style of the Royal Army continues to reform and make Grief Lightning pass twice. Derby Spice exits the pack as well, completes the initial. The pack advantage swings back in favour of Leeds now as the box empties for them. Grace Ventura gestures to Lara Del Slay to say, come back on for this jam. You were just sat in the box. You've had a rest. Get yourself back on, love.
Yeah, it's always interesting when I used to play. I was like, oh, I'm in the penalty box. How awful! Oh, I can rest for 30
exactly.
seconds.
You can use it to collect yourself, get your focus and concentration back on, and come straight back out. And sometimes you might have to go back on for 2 in a row to keep your lineup manager happy. Don't mess with the lineups. Working the outside line.
It's Mike Glitter who takes the lead, while Pixie Knuckles is still in the mix. Very few seconds to take the lead for it. Mike Glitter lead is definitely trying to take the lead on this jam and on this game.
So Eat My Glitter, third jam out, picks up her first lead jammer status. This is great stuff and exactly what Leeds needed right now. They've got 4 in the pocket. Pixie Knuckledust has exited the pack, but Eat My Glitter is back in, coming down the outside, taps the hips. There was a hit in there from Helsinki. Let's see how many get awarded. Bath is just going to come in and have a chat with Paul de Moor, who is the jam ref right now. We shall wait and see if the signal, there it is, 3 points, so a 7-point pass, and that brings us back to a 7-point differential between Leeds and the Royal Swedish.
Very nice. We have Bella Bizarre and Jaga behind the jam line, getting ready for the 7th jam already of this second half time. Very, very tight pack sitting on the jam line. Lots of action, very strong tripods, what we are used to see from Leeds, leading with Tripping Velvet and Flamboyant Potato.
So Tripping the Velvet is up front, just trying to play some offense, but takes a big hit there, just taking the time to get back up. There's a no pack call, everybody comes back together. Bella Bizarre is recycled, cannot get past that formidable back wall of Acid Pain and Flamboyant Potato, who are casually being braced by Quick and Block of Glory, who's no slouch herself. But out front, Jenga beats Bose, picks up lead for Leeds, and Jenga will be looking here to put Leeds right back in contention. This scoring pass will take them within 3 points of the Royal Army, as Bella Bizarre has stashed the star and is clearly looking for Bose, but using it as a distraction. Flamboyant Potato, Quick and Block of Glory and Acid Pain, a dynamic triad of blockers.
Yeah, well, all the jammers are being recycled at the end of the pack. And we have a successful star pass with Muerta, if I'm not mistaken, taking the cover and being followed very closely by Jenga, who is on her, about to do her second scoring pass, or hoping to do it anyway.
So Lee's running this jam, trying to pick off blockers, but Bose came in hot and hard, gets a high block. I mean, Bose came in both times to the pack in a big, big way. Tripping took the hit there.
She had,
I think, did we get 2 penalties?
I think so, because it's a high block and then what is
the
this
insubordination?
Yeah, insubordination. I don't know. It seems that she has answered quite quickly, or maybe it's been whistled before.
Oh, this is going to be interesting now.
Jam swap.
Jenga's gone in, but of course the double stick is confirmed as Bose is not released. Does go back out, but will that shorten the time for Bose? I'm not entirely sure. We're going to get some clarification on that, but it does freeze Bose in the box at the end of that, and Leeds have taken a lead change. They put up 8 points in this jam. Oh, I can see white points being signalled. 3 fingers are being wagged. Oh, it's not a lead change. It's not a lead change.
Themselves being put backwards. So 95 for the Royal Army. And see, there's some more points. No, it's overshooting. We don't know what to think. We don't know what's going on.
Stop looking at the scoreboard.
Please, the ref organize themselves with the end. So we don't know what to think. And they are playing with our emotions. I think that we are the victims here.
Honestly. People say announcing's easy. It's very emotionally draining. All of the jammers are in the box right now. That's where they live now, the jammers. They live in the box. There's a lot of discussion happening. Bose is being very verbal.
Yeah, the penalty box manager is explaining to Muerta, who was sent as a jammer to the penalty box, that she was...
Bose.
Oh, both. Okay. Oh, it's Bose.
It's Bose. Sure? Yeah, it's number 93. Very tall blocker. I promise. Number 93. Bose in the box there.
I confused him. Sorry.
Yeah, Jenga sitting quietly next thing as Bose is having a very interactive discussion with the officials, which is part of our official timeout right now, because we do just need to get everything all cleared up.
Because I think that's the first time that I've seen this live, that a jammer is sitting for both penalties in the penalty box, and so the second jammer being sent there just have to put her butt on the chair and get back on the track.
But I'm not clear, because Jenga has gone back in. I didn't see another penalty issued at the end, so we do apologise for our inability to bring you the clarification. But as we said, we are up on the balcony of judgment right now, which is very, very far away, and we have no insiders who can go and grab us the information. So we do apologise for that. If able, we will update you later. So Jammer's just chatting. Like, okay, what are you in for, love? What did you do? It's like going to prison, isn't it? What are you in for? So Jammers are chatting. Bose is standing. Jenga is sitting. Leeds are getting noisy.
Referees are getting discussions.
It is. It is a lead change. Leeds are in control of this game, but it's only 2 points.
And we are getting to get back on the track, and nobody is behind the jammer line. We are waiting for them to get back as soon as the whistle is being whistled, which is right now, and Boss is back on the track with only the cover of the jammer. She gave back the pivot to her bench, and she is pushing her way through the lead walls. She surely don't want anyone dressed in white getting in front of them today.
Great offense coming in there, but Leeds able to answer it and find a way to get back in front. They were looking for the star pass, and that was beautiful, just right over the top of the Leeds
perfectly
tripod.
made, given to her teammate, number 111, Helsinki, while Jenga is back on the track as well. We are 97 for Leeds and 95 for the Royal Army. We keep having a lead swap on this game, and we don't know what to think, and we just can only admire the level of this game.
So I do believe lead is still available for Jenga to claim because of that star pass. Both hadn't exited the pack before that took place. Yes. So if Jenga can get through, complete this initial, Helsinki still scoring though, picks up the 4 points, but Jenga can stop this bleeding, exits the pack now, gets lead. There's surely going to be a call to call. No, Leeds are going to risk it for a chocolate biscuit here, people. And Helsinki goes in on a second scoring pass as Jenga comes around back to the jam start line. 2 blockers to beat as there is offensive support going in up front. 1 in the box as well for the Royal Army. Jenga is being hit to the inside and recycled. That is number 2, Slayla K, doing the work for the Royal Army. But up front, Helsinki is being just hemmed in on that inside line.
She's trying to squish in between, and it's quite difficult. 4 players walls is being in front of the Royal Army jammer, while Jenga is making her way, but is being sent to the penalty box for cutting. So just seconds before the 2 jams has been whistled, the 2 minutes jam. It's such a roller coaster here in Flora Belgium. We have Jenga sitting with her pivot in the penalty box, and we don't know what to think. Which let's look at the points that have been scored. I've seen 4 for Leeds, and if I'm not mistaken, 8.
It's another lead
for the Royal
change.
Swedish
Royal Army are back in charge of this. They have a power jam start. Leeds have got 3 out there. We're going into an official timeout. Everybody was a bit keen to play roller derby then. Hold your horses, everybody. Hold your horses. If you like your drama, your derby with drama, you need to be here with us here at Skate Around 3. It's all happening. And if you think this game to decide 3rd and 4th place is exciting, you wait till we bring you Namur versus Nantes coming up next. That also promises to be a tasty, tasty game. Derby Spice is out there with the power jam start. Great work. It is Quicker Block of Glory and Flamboyant Potato at the back of that pack, doing everything they can to stick to Derby Spice like glue. But Derby Spice finds room on the inside, but Quick and Block of Glory gets out, unable though to contain Derby Spice, and the Royal Army have lead. Everybody in the box stands. There's less than 10 seconds remaining of their penalties, but Derby Spice is in now. And oh, lovely, lovely line. Hoppity hop and 4 points. Everybody exits the box. We have a full complement of skaters on track. Oh, I think that was a sneaky star pass. It was, because the Royal Army were wise to it. Both jammers being deposited on the inside and outside respectively. Huge recycle from the Royal Army. And the lovely Lady Blocks at the back there, throwing herself into her teammates to keep Kerosene under control.
1 minute to go to this wonderful jam, and we have something happening, and we have also a power jam in favor of the Royal Army, with the Kerosene being sent to the penalty box wearing the helmet cover, and Derby Spy makes her 2nd scoring pass inside, which leads the Royal Army to 111 points so far, a 10 points advantage against the British team.
But as we've seen the momentum in this game, it goes back and forth. But Derby Spice comes through, completes the initial scoring pass. I'll remind you that 16 points is the largest jam we've had in this game. But Keristin exits the boxes, 15 seconds on the clock. Oh, lovely shirt whip round the outside. Keristin gets on through, completes the initial. Now trying to force the call off. There it comes from Derby Spice.
Wow, that was a wonderful, wonderful action. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I don't have any other words. I'm so excited. It was good.
15 unanswered points put up by the Royal Army, and this is what we've seen, the back and forth of the big jams, the big numbers. Still not equalled our biggest of the day, which is 16, and 20 was the highest we had yesterday. Dreadblocks is on the line for Leeds, hoping to beat that. So is Pixie Knuckle Dust. Empty penalty box, and it looks like Leeds taking the front, trying to smother and swallow up the Royal Army. Grace Ventura is in there trying to play offense for Dreadblocks, but everybody is able to resist the offensive player in the midst of their formation. We've barely gotten away from the jam line. We're just starting to barrel towards the pivot line as the pack starts to break up a bit. Dreadblocks is pushing hard. Grace Ventura doing everything she can to make that difference in the pack. And
while a multiplayer block is being whistled on Leeds blocker number 41, who is Polykiller.
And there was a big recycle on Dreadblocks that spread the pack out nicely and allowed Pixie Dust to get on through, pick up lead for the Royal Army. Dreadblocks completes the initial as Pixie Knuckle Dust is in the back of the pack now. Hips are tapped, trying to make sure to keep Leeds out. They do indeed.
And the Spice manages to score 3 points, or 4 points?
3 points there for the Royal Army. And so it's 101 to Leeds, 121 to the Royal Army.
Wow.
You're down to 12 minutes on this clock. Eat My Glitter dons the star once more for Leeds. Derby Spice, Bella Bazaar, in fact, is out there ready to go for the Royal Army. One in the box for Leeds, so pack advantage is with the Royal Army. Up the inside is Bella Bazaar looking.
And she said to the penalty box for a forearm.
No.
No, cutting.
There's some discussion going on. No, actually the outside pack ref overrules, and it is a cut track. So the pivot and the jammer in the box for the Royal Army. Eat My Glitter is now your lead jammer after all of that confusion we have established. So Leeds in control of this jam and on a scoring pass now. They are 20 points behind and they really need to close this up. This is an opportunity. Eat My Glitter completes the first. There's 4 points. We're down to 16. Quick and Block of Glory just trying to decide which way to come back in. Glamazona says, thanks for having a look at that. I'll just follow you back. And everybody rejoins the action as Eat My Glitter re-enters the pack on a second scoring pass. Everybody is back on track and doing what they're supposed to be. Eat My Glitter is racking up the points, but Bella Bazaar completes the initial. Can Eat My Glitter grab 4 more?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems unlikely. Bella Bazaar is closing on the pack. But she does manages to get her hips in front of the Swedish blockers, and it is it?
The 10-point jam that cuts the difference down to 10. 121 plays 111. We are heading into the final 10 minutes of this first game here at Skater Round 3.
And I think the referees, I think they are talking about this cutting because if I remember correctly, I think that the blocker who pushed who pushed the jammer out actually fell after. So I think that the jammer was allowed to go back on the track, but everything is happening so fast. It's very difficult to judge in the quickness of any moment.
And I never envy a ref having to make a decision. I think there was a question about a forearm call. There was a question about whether lead jammer status had been established. There was a question about whether there was a cut. I mean, there were so many questions there. That is why we love and respect our officials so much. They put so much effort into being able to work through these situations. They are always learning, just like us. So big respect to you out there if you are reffing or learning to ref. Thank you. We need you. Please keep doing it. I know it's tough, but it is appreciated.
And it's so nice to have a game with so many people refereeing and actually being able to have a look at the game from different angles. I think that's... Is it one of the only sports we have so many referees in roller derby? I don't think that...
We have one of the highest numbers of referees, but we're also one of the only sports that continues to play whilst penalties are being issued. So you think about most other sports, if there's an infraction, gameplay comes to a standstill. That is not the case in roller derby, and that gameplay is underway once more. Grief Lightning versus Pixie Knuckle Dust. Grief Lightning gets a penalty, and it is a power jam for Pixie Knuckle Dust, who is working on the outside. Multiplayer box being called. That is on number 81 for Leeds. Pixie Knuckle Dust, though, tangles with Polykiller. But Polykiller is able to get back and is sticking like glue to Pixie Knuckle Dust. Now the Royal Swedish lose. The Royal Swedish Army lose a blocker to the box. But Pixie Knuckle Dust has collected lead jammer status. 3-on-3 in the pack. Oh, Pixie Knuckle Dust tried to go past Polykiller. Good track awareness. Gets on through as Leeds tried to force that recycle. Smiles all round at the end of that jam. 3 points earned by Pixie for the Royal Army. It's 111 to Leeds. It's 124 to the Royal Army. There are 9 minutes on the clock. There is nothing between these two.
Yeah, that's a very, very, very good role that they've been saying. I love the fact that suddenly penalties are getting whistled really, really more. You can feel the pressure that everybody is feeling.
They want to win this game, and they are going to leave it all on the track. It's 3-on-3 in the pack, and we see Lana Del Slay take the start for Leeds, going up against Derby Spice. Leeds now with all their blockers back on track. The blocker from the Royal Army is standing, but up front, Lana Del Slay pushing hard. In comes number 81 for Leeds. That is Kay Hizzle. And through goes Lana Del Slay. First jam out, first lead gained. That's a 100% ratio right there.
C'est la première fois qu'on voit le numéro 97, Lana Del Slay, qui jamme pour Leeds. Première fois, première jam en tant que jammeuse, premier lead ou pas. Elle est envoyée dans la Badox pour un fort arme. Et donc on est très excités ici à Floref car on l'a dit précédemment, mais The Royal Army est classé à un rang inférieur à Leeds. C'est l'équipe qui a le classement le plus bas de ce tournoi où 4 équipes se rencontrent: Leeds, Nantes, The Royal Army qui viennent de Stockholm, ainsi que les Namur Roller Girls, l'équipe qui nous accueille dans ce hall omnisport ici à Floref. It's just very exciting. We only have Derby Spice, who is trying to make her way through this most amazing big pack ever.
But that was a quality penalty kill from Leeds, only giving up the 4 points on that power jam. Lana Del Slay back on track now. We still have 35 seconds left on the jam clock. And in comes Derby Spice on a second scoring pass. Lana Del Slay will need to complete the... was already back in on a scoring pass, so we'll have points in the pocket already.
And because she had the lead, right?
Yeah. So 4-all now. That scoring pass is completed. Derby Spice has points in the pocket. Nobody can call it. Lana Del Slay coming in now. 10 seconds on the jam. Where is a whistle?
Block.
Oh, that's Flamboyant Potato. I haven't seen Flamboyant Potato in the penalty box a huge amount. But that is a big loss for Leeds. Flamboyant Potato has been an absolute machine in that Leeds pack.
Both teams have scored points on this jam. 7 points for the Royal Army and 5 for Leeds, which is the score to 131 points for the Royal Army and 116 for Leeds, which is really against the prediction of the flat track statistics. Very difficult to say.
Yesterday's results as well.
Yes.
So we're having a timeout now. This has been called by Leeds. Just going to try and figure out how they want to handle this final 6.5 minutes of this game. Of course, we are playing for 3rd and 4th place here. Nobody wants to come last. Everybody wants bragging rights. So you got to get your tactics absolutely spot on. We see the Royal Army just having their own little huddle on the line. They know what their plan is. They're going out there to execute it, and so far...
And I think they can pat themselves on their backs for the work they've been doing so far. It's really impressive to see them grow during this tournament.
And I can't wait to see what their rankings look like coming out of this tournament. They have done incredibly well. So we're looking at our penalties. Jenga. Oh, that looks like that tower might fall any second now. Yeah, that's getting a bit wobbly, isn't it? I think got one left, just sitting underneath. Just, you know, when you're playing Jenga and you're the evil person who leaves that one at the bottom. That's what it feels like. Look how clean the Royal Army are playing. Oh, yes. That is the difference right now. The other difference is 15 points. That is all. And we have seen that go up in a jam. Our 16 points is our highest jam of this game. Eat My Glitter is on the line, waiting for that whistle. Pixie Knuckle Dust also out there. Leeds do have Flamboyant Potato in the box. We go 4 on 3. Oh, I tell you who else who goes. Pixie Knuckle Dust going like the clappers on the outside. So, Royal Army in control of the jam and the game with this final 6 minutes on the clock. Coming in on the scoring pass, bean dips. Oh,
on the outside again,
like
very
a
beautiful.
gazelle. That was beautiful. Eat My Glitter working hard, coming off the momentum from the hit, exits the pack, but Pixie is...
Oh! Wonderful, so cute and little, just enough, just what you need, little apex jump.
With a transition,
yes.
with a transition.
Yes.
Oh! 180, Pixie, Be Still My Beating Heart, and the pack is in turn for Leeds. Oh, they're just coming in so low. Brilliant work there from Polyphil, and Quicker Block of Glory just throwing her entire body in the path of Pixie Knuckle Dust.
And Eat My Glitter is really in the difficult spot behind the Swedish walls. Glamazona is holding her back, even with a little help from my Velvet. Tripping the Velvet.
This fast feet of Pixie Knuckle Dust is making life really difficult in the pack for these Leeds blockers. Just the energy and lateral movement is fantastic to watch. It's a 12-point jam in favour of the Royal Army right now, and there goes Pixie Knuckle Dust making it 16, equaling our highest jam. Does Pixie join the 20-point club? There's 30 seconds left on the jam.
That's just what I'm waiting for to see.
Let's
happening. Have a look. Let's have a look.
It's coming. Oh, dropping Leeds blockers on her way in. If in comes the offense, I think that's Muerta in there. Offering, no, it's Helsinki, I apologise. It is Helsinki who's driving Pixie forward, throwing Pixie round the outside now. Pixie able to read the incoming blocks and through.
Again.
There it is, our highest scoring jam of the game goes to Pixie Knuckle Dust.
Yeah, that was beautiful to see. We need to clap to this. That was beautiful.
The 20 club. That was fantastic, and the Royal Swedish now 31 points ahead. And I've said it yesterday, the Royal Army are good at the beginning, they're good at the end, and today they did not mess up the middle. They've held really strong, and they've got a comfortable 31-point lead in the final 4 minutes. And Leeds
is taking a timeout.
Leeds are going, what?
They definitely need a timeout.
What do we do?
4 minutes and 3 seconds on the clock, and we have, as you said, 31-point difference. It's not impossible to score that many points in one single jam, but at this point of the game, what could happen?
This is very exciting, and if I tell you what, the Royal Army win this, it's against everything, and it will be beautiful. Obviously, I will be incredibly sad for my compatriots from Leeds who have played remarkably well this weekend.
They have.
There's been very little to call, quite frankly, between Leeds and the Royal Army in this game. It'll come down to a few moments, and it'll be a case of who can capitalise now as we go into these closing stages. I live for these kind of games. The rolling whistle comes in. Our wonderful crew resume their positions. Are you ready for this toxic lady?
I'm very ready. I can't wait. This is going to be the 4 more exciting minutes of my Sunday morning.
Bring it on. And Lana Del Slay done to start again for Leeds. Let's see who's wearing the pivot. It is Kerosene wearing the pivot. Kerosene took a number of star passes yesterday. You've got Bella Bizarre out there for the Royal Army. Glamazona wearing the pivot for them. The Royal Army, in fact, and everybody is trying to get their bodies in front. It is Lana Del Slay who gets up to the front first, pushing on that Royal Army wall, and Bella Bizarre drops low and tries to drive through the Leeds tripod, who's having none of it. Everybody's in turn one. Quick and Block of Glory.
A forearming whistled to the Royal Army
and this is
jammer.
This is exactly what this game needed to just wrap that tension up some more. Leeds now on a power jam.
Full blockers, full house of defenders on the track. Well, and everybody is just gathering together, preventing or trying to help the Leeds jammer, being a sole jammer on the back with a lot of action, trying to.
Royal
I can't even form
Royal Army have killed this penalty. Bella Bizarre is back out on track. Lana Del Slay, is in the back. Lana Del Rey is not here and not playing, but Lana Del Slay is being recycled. Is in on a scoring pass, so has points in the pocket. It's wise to run this because Bella does need to complete the initial. Lana just looking to pick her way through now. Glamazona just taking up position at the front, but this fluidity of this wall is no match for Lana Del Slay, who is dragging them right out.
Yeah. And they keep reforming. They keep the pack just catches on with Lana Del Slay.
Bella Bizarre finds some room, but tripping the velvet is there as the last line of defense has to let her
Bella
go.
Bizarre is going through, but of course it's the end of the jam. How many points were scored?
You have to wonder whether Leeds maybe should have, ended that one a little sooner. That was a lot of work and a lot of time off the clock for the 3 points there. But they do still have a team timeout and their official review. The Royal Army have 2 timeouts and an official review remaining. We've got under 2 minutes on the period clock now, and Leeds go in and take another timeout. Oh, it's interesting. Tactics, strategy. What are they going to do?
With less than 2 minutes on the clock. Well, I don't want to be a pessimist, but I don't know.
It's a big ask. It is a big ask.
It's a big pressure to be doing something that could reverse the lead that we have today.
It's 28 points. Realistically, we've not seen Leeds put up more than 15 in a jam. I don't believe. I don't think they've even hit a 16-point jam. So it is a big ask and you would need to do it over 2 jams. I would absolutely imagine. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. That just means it hasn't happened yet. Leeds blockers come back out. Let's see who they give the star to. I think it's going to be Lana again, I want to say. No, it's not. It is Eat My Glitter who gets the star for this jam.
And Pixie Knuckles is jamming for the Royal Army.
Would have been my pick too. Pixie, would you mind? Just do that again for us.
How do you feel?
Just keep on jamming. So here we go. Minute 55 on the clock. It's a 1-5-1 to the Royal Army. 1-2-3 to Leeds. Eat My Glitter versus Pixie Knuckle Dust. Empty penalty box. And
and she takes it from the outside, just a meter after the jammer line. Pixie Knuckle Dust takes the lead, while we have a star pass happening with the number 16.
Tripping the velvet.
Taking the star cover.
So everybody is in, are eligible for points right now. Tripping, shown to the inside in a not so gentle fashion by Helsinki. Oh, Pixie is trying to use those skills, but Eat My Glitter was there to block it. There is a whistle. It is Eat My Glitter who gets a penalty for that one, but Pixie picks off one more Leeds blocker and gets through for a 4-point pass. This game is getting away from Leeds now. The opportunities do narrow as Pixie comes in on a second scoring pass, looking to put up 8 points.
And we have 1 minute on the clock for the whole game. We could hear some cheering already emerging from the Royal Army bench.
They are excited. They can feel the win. They can feel it coming. And these jammers are dead on their feet, locked into these tripods right now. Nobody has any energy to go anywhere. Eat My Glitter comes back in, helps to continue to bridge because Tripping is working really hard, but there is a shove to the infield and a huge recycle. Royal Army come back into play offense, trying to spring Pixie Knuckle Dust on this final pass. We've got 27 seconds on the jam clock, 20 seconds on the period clock. This game is almost over and the Royal Army will be rightly pleased with themselves about this war. They are grinding down to these final seconds all the way up in turn one, and in fact Tripping is taken back right to the middle of the jam straight away. The period clock is dead now. There are 3 seconds remaining of the jam. There is the game. And there's an official review being requested. Leeds, don't celebrate right now. I mean, it's still a big ask to score that many points in the jam, but there's an official review coming in.
They're just grabbing what they can. They're just grabbing what they can. But already cheers erupted from the Royal Army bench while Leeds is asking for the official review and everybody is gathering around the official for this last question. But I don't think the Swedish cares that much at this point.
And it is a wise move from Leeds because, of course, how we calculate rankings in the WFTDA is about the score difference and who you beat and how well ranked they were. And, of course, Leeds are way up on the rankings against the Royal Army. And
stakes are high. Stakes are really high for them.
Even taking 4 points out of that differential can potentially make a difference. It's all about the maths. Please don't ask me to explain it to you.
No,
please ask Google. It's very complicated. But I would imagine, you know, that's what it is. It's an unrealistic proposition for Leeds to come out and, you know, tie or even win this game in a final jam if that is what we do get. But you can close that differential down and make a little bit of a difference on the factors that come into the rankings play.
Let's see what the referees are gathering and what they are deciding today. You still have the time to gather and join us. The next game will be taking place at 1:15 à 1h15. Aujourd'hui, il y aura le deuxième match, le dernier de ce tournoi. Ça sera les Namur Roller Girls contre les Nantes Derby Girls. Donc, tous ces matchs ont été extrêmement intéressants, d'un niveau vraiment d'un haut niveau. All these games have been really interesting. You still have the opportunity to join us for the next game, and then we have a third game today. Which is Les Parpins against the Beastie Roller Girls.
Les Papas.
Les Parpins.
Les Parpins.
Les Parpins.
We'll do this in the gap between games. A Brit abroad, learning everybody's pronunciations. It's a fabulous.
Yeah, if you want to say it properly, you can also say with a French accent. So Les Parpins. But the Belgian accent, we say, oh, Les Parpins.
I mean, yeah. I absolutely heard the difference between both of those. And join us later to find out if I do nail my French/Belgian pronunciation. I feel like Leeds might have done. Did they win that one? Or are they just very happy about life?
I don't know, because I see 4 points being scored by Leeds on the score, but I can't remember if they were there before. Royal Army is just having the time of their life.
I do think that is everything. The team chants are taking place. You're unofficial.
And it's a final score. It's a final score. It's beautiful. Royal Army winning with 158 points and Leeds scoring 127. What a turnout event. So many lead changes during this game. That was very beautiful, very amazing, very exciting to see.
Honestly, so much drama in that game. I could not take my eyes off it. And you know what? I'm telling you, Namur versus Nantes is not exactly going to be quiet either.
Yeah.
So get yourselves back here, 1:15 to see Namur take on Nantes to decide who wins skate around 3. But the Royal Army have finished 3rd here at the skate around 3.
And they can be proud.
So proud. Our lowest ranking team coming in and doing themselves one up on their ranking coming in. So,
and Leeds has nothing to be ashamed of. They offered us great games, really great action from their blockers, great balls.
All of these teams have brought up the play from the Royal Army, who responded brilliantly. Thank you so much for joining us. I've been Riggs.
And I've been Toxic Lady. See you in 30 minutes for the last game of this tournament.